Guys, so I wasn't going to do a video because I've just done one. In fact, yesterday I did a video quite early and posted it, and the algorithm, for lack of a better word, the forces of darkness just won't let any comments through. So this is really, you know, it's really triggering me in a big way, but I'll feel it, all the shit that brings up. I feel it and release it. I'm not gonna let it get me down. You know, I reckon that when you speak truth, the forces of evil really don't like it. So there were a couple of people trying to leave comments that I was notified of, but then their comments did not show up underneath the video. Scoot Whitley, I was like your comments, so you know, try and leave a comment again if you can, or maybe you did and it just wouldn't let you do it. Quite a lot of comments just never happens, basically. You know, it's I went into my channel and there were lots and lots of comments that just, you know, said, do you have so many comments? And it was like, no, I don't. They just didn't show up. It's really just quite the sense of malevolent, malicious, sadistic manipulation are at an all-time high, and there is absolutely just no denying that. We have Black Moon Lilith square Neptune. Mercury is going to go retrograde, I think tomorrow or Saturday, and we have Venus retrograde. So we have some particularly difficult, let's say, astrological aspects going on. And this is really triggering our hell contagion. This is taking us literally, like what I was saying yesterday, into the core of the issue of evil. Yeah? And it manifests in so many different ways, and it triggers us in so many different ways. You know, I've seen this for a long time. The kind of homotoxicological nature of it. Evil is literally purged out of our consciousness. But evil itself is the trigger for that to happen, right? So when you go and see a homotoxicologist, this is a homeopath who uses homeopathic remedies to detox the body. Remedies like Nux vomica, for example. Things like that. And they usually come in the form of drops rather than little pills. They come in the form of drops, and you put them in your water. When you drink the water, and the body recognizes the poison that you've ingested and reacts to it by purging out all toxins. It doesn't just purge out the toxins of the drops in the water, but it says to, you know, to logistically search for the same vibration, the same frequency of that toxin in the rest of your body and purges it out. Right, Looms, come to mummy a minute, son. see? The cats are so out of sorts. It is just unbelievable, and that triggers me. It's when you have animals that, you know, and we all love and adore, don't we, our animals so very, very much. Our doggies, our cats, our birds, our plants, you know. Plants are beings too. You know, we love them so much. And it's when they're in pain and you have done all that you can do and they are there in pain and you cannot alleviate their suffering, and it is a dreadful thing. And that brings you back to evil always wins and there is nothing I can do. Everything that is happening now is definitely designed to trigger that core program. And I got a comment from someone saying, you know, reiterating to themselves, I feel gratitude, I feel gratitude. Now, that's all fine and dandy, my darling, but that ain't getting real. Before you focus on gratitude, you need to focus on your actual feelings, because this place has abused you in a horrendous manner, all of us. You know, so don't do what the New Age movement tells you to do, to bypass your inner darkness, your hate, your rage, your fury, your grief, your sorrow, you know, your hell contagion, your feeling of I'm so powerless, there's nothing I can do and evil always wins and I'm with my back against the wall forever and ever and ever. But the New Age movement says not to look at that and not to feel that. I should be grateful. I need to feel grateful. So that's not it, my love. When you learn to really get in tune with all of you, as you are having had this experience, still having this experience, but also remembering your infinite self, your divine true self at the same time, when you're really doing the work over and over again, you know, you will come to understand and express self-love, gratitude, appreciation, all of these things. Yes, you do. You do. But you need to understand all the reasons as well at the same time of why you have all that hatred within you and all that rage. And if you are too scared to allow yourself to go there and really feel that, then you're not going to heal properly, you know. Another thing as well that I need to talk about here is I do not let people endorse other YouTube channels underneath my videos anymore. All right, if you enjoy channels and, you know, whatever, then that's good for you, but that's not what my channel is about. I especially won't let people endorse channels that, frankly, I don't resonate with at all. The space underneath my videos is for people to communicate, sure, support each other, find other people that are on the page, and all that is fine. If you want to exchange email addresses with other people, you go ahead and do that. I would say be highly discerning, but if that's what you want to do, you go ahead. You can then exchange links to other people's YouTube channels, etc., etc. But I will not allow it beneath my videos. Too many times people post links to YouTube channels or YouTube videos I do not resonate with at all, and I feel are not serving the light at all. And I just won't let that sit there because it's toxic sludge. You know, it's as simple as that. It's my YouTube channel. You know, and I have very clear do's and don'ts. So I'm asking people not to post links to other YouTube channels because I'm not interested. I know what matters to me. I know what I'm doing. I know what I want. I know what I need. And that's that. You know. You know, with regards to, say, for example, near-death experiences. I remember years ago, Cameron Day came out with Why I Am No Longer a Light Worker. And that resonated with me at the time because I've never liked the terminology light worker. And I find that people that espouse that terminology, people that call themselves starseeds or light workers, are generally the most toxic motherfuckers you're likely to meet. They're full of shit, they haven't got a clue, I'm not interested. They're not real because all these terminologies are hive terminology. That's what they are, you know, it's hive. We are all this and we are all that. I came across a really good quote by Manly P. Hall the other day, and I don't, again, here, I don't espouse all the words or all the works of Manly P. Hall either. He made many statements that I completely disagree with, but he did say one thing. He said that the true mystic doesn't follow anything or anyone. Everything they know comes up from within them, and I believe that to be the case. I'm not a group person. So true soul travelers, you know, are very kind of lone wolf-like. You cringe when you hear the term, I'm a light worker. And oh, honest to God, guys, you know, I've come across so many people calling themselves that, and it's like, wow, you haven't got a clue. And you just feel the toxic sludge, and you know that the artificial intelligence hates us because we are what it wants to be. Yeah, that's really what it is. It hates all true life. It hates the living waters of life. It wants to be just like us, which is why it's busy mimicking us, which is why it's busy creating fake narratives and false constructs like the New Age movement and all that. Because it wants to be just like us, but it can never be. It can't be what it is not. It is dead. It's dying. You know, and this is why it is behaving the way that it is, guys. Increasingly more absurd and bizarre. Because it's dying. So, you know. But anyway, I digress. The whole near-death experience scenario, well, I very much have my own thoughts and feelings about that. I've researched the topic, you know, and whilst a shitload of NDE experiences on the external, by the way, which isn't real or set in stone, but a shitload of them are highly suspect, absolutely no doubt about it. You know, they're very manipulative, in fact often just blatantly false, but I believe they are generated by consciousness on the external plane. And you know, unless you yourself have had a near-death experience, right, you can do something with that. That is your meat and drink. You can do something with that. But when it pertains to the external, the field, which isn't fucking real at all and isn't set in stone, right? People, I mean, I've come across some really good stories that were highly interesting to me, that had a very beneficial after effect on the individual who had the experience, and it generally generated a positive, benefic effect that served the truth and that served life, right? A lot of them, I mean, I've come across people that are blatant NPCs. They are dead. They are not alive. They have no life force, claiming to have had NDEs. Generally, it's along the lines of, oh, well, I met Jesus and then I met Satan, or it's along the lines of, I saw Auntie Flo, or along the lines of, I had a live review and, blah, blah. There was one guy, he had one whilst he was a soldier in Vietnam in 1970, I think, and it was so clearly garbage and bullshit, because there was no critical thought, there was no lucid awareness of anything, when people are guided to come back here to continue to be oblivious and to continue to perpetrate and perpetuate negative, harmful, toxic behavior and beliefs and programs, then I know it is not of the light. However, when you have these people that have had an experience that generates strong, positive, beneficial energy for them and others, that serves truth and self-empowerment and self-determination, self-actualization, then I pay attention. All right? Now, I've come across near-death experiences that were like that. So I simply don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. It's not a black and white thing. I don't really understand why people focus their attention like that. It is the black and white people. Something is either all evil or all good, and that just isn't the case. Despite the obvious tortuous situation that we especially now find ourselves in, with as pertaining our inner and our outer, when you have Black Moon Lilith, Square Neptune, you're talking about the effects, the fallout of trauma-based mind control, which, it is a consciousness hack. It is a consciousness virus, parasite, disease, sickness, right? Which is interesting, because if you look at the external, what do you see? You see a virus, fake, that has done nothing but wreak total sadistic havoc with people. I mean, suicides are through the roof. People are literally being tortured by this thing. So, as within, so without. On the external plane, you get, because I saw this little thing the other day, and it's like, oh, these poor people, and they've suffered so much, and her little son, this was a 6-year-old boy, her son is he's 6 years old, but he's mentally ill, he's so depressed and he's so unwell, and I'm like, well, let's have a look at that. And it turns out that these people mindlessly obey the dictates of the powers that be and set at home in a small studio apartment during the lockdowns. I didn't. I went on with my life just the same. I never wore a mask. I never did any of these things. We were out in nature, right? So if somebody is so fucking moronic as to do exactly as they're fucking told, and then the kids go completely insane because you're 6 years old, you want to be out there, you want to be playing, you want to be creative, you want to meet with your little friends, and all that is taken away from you by a mother and father who are fucking morons, and dad, and so you lose the plot, and then it's like, oh, you poor thing, look what it has done to people. Well, no, people have done it to themselves. Thank you very much. And on the external, that is a representation of what happens on the internal plane when we allow our own shadow, our own dark side, which isn't dark as in evil, but is dark in terms of fucking traumatized. But when we allow that to run our show, when we continue to adhere to the belief that evil is all powerful, always wins, there's nothing I can do, and I'm just going to stay with that, and all NDEs are bad and evil, and it's a soul trap, and we're never going to get out of here. Same old, same old, same old, and it's all black and white, it's all black and white. Oh dear. Rooms? Let me know. Hey. It's not so obvious. You've already had one breakfast, right? Like hobbits. Second breakfast? Each to their own, absolutely, and I don't really have a problem with it. But if you want to continue believing that this is a sick, sadistic, evil soul trap, that you're powerless, because basically you're saying you're powerless because you allow yourself to be recycled, deceived and manipulated and gaslit back here again and again and again. So basically you're saying you're powerless, because if you're an infinite creator being, nothing would be able to deceive you. It's as simple as that. I'll tell you how I see NDEs, right? And this is just my opinion from the research that I have done over the years. I've come across a few very meaningful and poignant NDE accounts. I've had some interesting experiences myself in that field that were profoundly meaningful as well. So I speak kind of from experience. I've known people that have had NDEs, and again, they were profoundly meaningful and life transformational. Self-determination, self-actualization were very much a part of their experience, and it was an overall beneficial experience. Alright? I've also come across a shitload of hijack scenarios, and that's what they are. The dark side, which is very artificial, or we call it AI, hates living souls. It hates us because it wants to be like us. It is driven by a bitter envy, which is why the sort of the torture, the torments, that we experience now, because it has reached a pitch now. It is so high, it's so vicious, so vicious. It mimics everything we do, guys, alright? It really fucking does. It mimics everything we do. But when you pay attention, you will see the truth. You will see the complete difference between organic, true souls, living waters of life, and the hijack, the artificial, you know, the nature lovers with their plastic grass, yeah? The NDE experiences that saw Jesus and then Jesus showed them hell, right? Or, oh, Auntie Flo says you have to go back and do what the government tells you and, you know, go and have your rooster bee. I mean, it's, in that sense, yeah, it is black and white, because evil mimics everything we do. It wants to be us, but it can never be. It is dying, it must die, it is dying. Ergo, it puts up such a fight and gets so fucking malevolently vicious. Versus the truth, experientially. You know it when you experience it, because you see also, you feel it within you, you feel it in your intuition, in your knowing, in your being. It reverberates and it supports life and truth, right? And there's a massive difference between the two. Whenever the twain shall meet, it's like oil and water. It's like, yeah, black and white then. Huh? But to say that all NDEs are evil and they're all bad and they're all toxic, that is just not true. It isn't. It's how you understand this experience. It's how you look at it. And what is influencing you to look at it the way that you look at it. That is what you need to question. Right? What's in your driving seat? What's the monkey on your back? Again, it comes down to introspection. It comes down to doing the inner work. It comes down to whether you want freedom, whether you want sovereignty, or, you know, whether you're lazy and think, oh, it's just easier just to believe that evil always wins, and, you know, better expect the worst, and that way you won't be disappointed. Evil always wins, there's nothing I can do, I'm powerless, but, you know, I'm just going to put that notion over there, I'm never going to think about it, and I'm just going to kind of live my life like that, and yeah, whatever, you know. That's spiritual laziness. But I guess if you pay attention, the external, there's plenty of people doing that, one way or another. I don't think soul travelers are given to act or behave that way. I mean, you reach a point where you become so, it's almost like a type of spiritual exhaustion, you know, where you think, oh, just, oh, right? So maybe you allow yourself to slip back into these types of narratives for a little while. But you'll find that it's untenable, because it's torture, it's appalling, you can't do it. When you get to this crucial point where it's core stuff, core, you know, you will find you can't do it at all. You will find that you use your strength, such as it is, to stay in the light, because what I've been experiencing is this part of our being, the hell contagion, our shadow self, is it's rabid with self-hate, and it wants to take that out on the environment. Ergo, you know, you see people treating each other like shit, treating the animals like shit, because they're so filled with unacknowledged trauma, rage, trauma, self-hate, trauma, grief, rage, all of it, a slew of unrecognized, unacknowledged, truthful emotions they are not feeling. You can't feel that way, that means you're a bad person. People are terrified of their own emotions, so they're not going there. And so they can't heal, they can't see truth, they can't distill any kind of truth in that state. Because they're on fucking lockdown, aren't they? Ha ha. So they'll believe all the lies and all the distortions and all the mind control remains in situ. I mean, it's there and it wants its pound of flesh. Some of you no doubt are aware of that. You know, somebody says something to you and it just flares up in a big way and you just turn around and you nearly bite their fucking head off, and it's like, whoa, you realise how your reactions are out of sync with you know, with the person or the situation that you're reacting to. Because right now we're being baited, we're being mocked, we're being taunted. That is what it's all about, guys. You know? It's war. What can I say? You have to make your choice, you know? You have to hatch your bets. Make your choice. Make your stand. And it's entirely up to each and every one of you what you choose. You can choose to believe that evil always wins and that the whole NDE scenario is the ultimate sign that we're all trapped forever and ever in hell and it's all a black, evil pit of despair and hate and rage and we're never going to get out of this. And that's all there is. You can believe that. Or you can choose to see it as well. It's something that happens on the external. All these different stories, all these different people that aren't really people. Because are they real? Does that exist? Or is that literally a kind of hall of mirrors? The only thing I know is real is me. My consciousness, my experience. And even there I'm, you know, fluid. It's how you see your experience and how what lives in your psyche that makes you see your experience the way that you see it. Think about that. How does the way you see your experience make you feel? Does it empower you? Does it nourish you? Does it uplift you? Does it show you the way into your true sovereignty? Or is it a perpetual experience of powerlessness, self-delusion, and denial? Because ultimately, the choice is yours. It's what you want, really. There are two types of consciousnesses. And this is a crossroads we're at here, I feel. Yeah, but this is very hard when you do a YouTube video and you share from your heart and you get no comments. You know, that's the AI saying, well, see, nobody wants you and you're worthless and powerless and there's nothing you can do and evil always wins. Now I can allow that to trigger me and get really upset about it. I did a little bit. And it brought up excavated homotoxicologically a load of crap from within me. So I have two ways of looking at that. I can think, okay, well, this means that I'm being attacked and tortured and oh, evil always wins and I'm just going to bang my head against the wall and hate myself and do that. Or I can sit with it and it comes up and I feel it and I screamed. I really did. I just grabbed a cushion and I screamed and I screamed and I screamed until my throat was fucking sore. Because I'm good, really, really, really good with acknowledging my emotions, no matter how insane or even semi-demonic they feel, because I know and understand that having had this experience, there are parts of my being that are insane with the pain, that are filled with this self-hate and this rage and this fury, right? And once I've released that, I tend to feel the grief. You know, the grief is always behind the hate and the rage, isn't it? It's always there. And so I feel that. And I have a cry, and I've cried rivers. But I'm good, yeah? Good with feeling it, allowing myself to be, to honor myself, to honor my emotions, to honor all of me regardless. You're going to find yourself facing parts of your being that is like, no, that's demonic. But when you really stop and examine what you've been through and what this realm is and what the AI does to the living waters of life, the gaslighting, the manipulation, all to siphon off our life force, right? All of that. Right? But that it is a dreamscape, guys. It's a dreamscape. And it isn't black and white, and it isn't 50-50, and it's not at all what it appears to be. You see? It's like the whole NDE thing. I know people who are greatly inspired by it, and it brings forth wonderful, good, creative things that support life. I know we have had lives where we did not know truth as we know here now. This is your last life here, your awakening. And if you are really doing the work, genuinely, then this is the end of your duality experience. Okay? It's your exit life. It doesn't mean you have to die, by the way, because death is just another lie. You know, it doesn't mean you have to leave it in a box. It's not true. Anything is possible. Think magic, think miracles, think absolute, power. But you know, you've had lives before where you didn't know any of that stuff. You weren't aware of the mind control. You weren't aware of any of that stuff at all. Yeah, but hey, they are out there collecting the garbage. Sorry for the noise, guys, but you know, very apt. You weren't aware of that, you know, and you were born. You had your experiences, you had a wife, you were, I remember a life where I was living, I think it was Austria, but I was a composer and a writer of music, classical music. And I had a wife that I loved very much, and 2 daughters. And my music was not particularly great. I wasn't really that gifted. I wanted to be, but I wasn't, and I never really got anywhere, which upset me a great deal and hurt me a lot. But there were other parts of that life that were incredibly meaningful and very good. Like I really loved my wife, who was this fount of goodness and cooked incredibly wonderful food, and just to see my daughters at this great big wooden table in this kitchen by this fireplace. I remember these things. I remember a lot of things. To deny the light, to deny that there is treasure in having had this experience is a narcissistic thing. It is a thing of evil. And again, it harks back down to this: evil always wins, and there is nothing we can do. So there is no light here, there is no goodness here, there is no beauty here, there's no love here, there's nothing here, there's nothing, there's only evil. This is not the truth. Well, it isn't for me, at any rate. It's not. I honour the light, I see it. You know? I see evil too, I see what evil does. I'm not, I'm not unaware. But I am not going to feed the dark side by turning my back on love, light, creativity, beauty, goodness, and the inherent merit. I have gained a great deal, and when I leave, which isn't really a good expression because we don't actually leave, because it isn't about going somewhere, it's about bringing forth the new from within. But when I do that, I will retain that which I came here to create from this inversion experiment. I had it for a reason. I don't believe that I was trapped here. If you believe you're powerless and you were trapped here and it's all a soul trap and it's all evil and it's all bad, you will learn absolutely nothing. You will retain absolutely nothing. It's been a complete and utter waste of time. And all you do is serve the dark side. That's it. I don't exactly know or understand what people expect to get from that. What, do you think that somehow is going to help you to, what, escape the matrix, or heal you, or elevate you to what? You know, I don't really get that. But I mean, if that's what you want to do, if you want to torture yourself like that, go ahead. You know. Life after life after life, chapter after chapter after chapter of the same fucking book. For a soul traveler. If you look at it on the external plane, yeah, there's a shitload of hijack fuckery going on with regards to the NDE. Abso-fucking-lutely, no doubt about it. True. But again, you look for the pearls, right? We have an inner compass. It's whether we choose to utilize that or not. And yeah, it's really difficult, because when it comes to Black Moon Lilith square Neptune, we're talking mind control, and Neptune is the great delusion. It's all very foggy, and you can't think clearly. You're all confused. You don't know what's what, what's up, what's down. You know, and Black Moon Lilith is all that trauma and insanity and all this. So yeah, but we are finding ourselves in that, and it's very murky and difficult and horrific and worse now than ever fucking before, no doubt about it, you know. But nevertheless, it's not a time to give up, people. Now is the time to push for truth, for light, for sovereignty, to stake your fucking claim, because otherwise that's it. You know, I'm not saying, oh fuck knows, you know, honestly, I just get fed up with it, and people can believe whatever they want and do whatever they want, right? But here at the Kismet Spiral, we serve the light, and the light serves us because we are the light, and that's the only thing I'm interested in. I'm not interested in narcissistic, self-hating, delusional bullshit. I won't tolerate it. I won't tolerate comments like that. And if that is how you feel, you need to unsubscribe and leave. There are plenty of channels for you to go where you can masochistically torture and torment yourself with the notion that you're a powerless victim and that evil always wins. Go ahead, please do. I don't want you here. And I don't want you leaving comments here. They will be blocked and they will be deleted because I'm not interested. And I'm not interested in the links that you leave to channels that espouse this kind of darkness. I'm not interested in that either. Alright? I know who I am and what I'm doing here. Yes, there are days where I doubt it, but you know what? That's all par for the course. I am here with this message, with sharing from my heart my experiences, because it helps me, and I hope that it inspires other soul travelers. And that is all, really, no more and no less. So, yeah. For those people, soul travelers, I don't like the word people, I think it's a derogatory term, but you know, for those who are willing to critically think, do the work, go within, get ready and willing to go into the darkest of the dark within you and feel and acknowledge yourself and your emotions and to work through all that insanity, because it has to be done, you know, and to stand with me, you know, to choose light with me, yeah, to be part of this soul traveler family that, yeah, we are scattered all around, you know, we often enough we don't know each other, and it's very difficult you can't really get to know people online, you know, it really isn't done. You need physical proximity, you need to know people, I call it boots on the ground, you know, but we are somehow connected in this vast web we call reality. That is just a ridiculous word for it, because it isn't at all. And we know that. A true soul traveler always knows that, because we've had way too many experiences showing us the weird, miasmatic, Neptunian, delusional state that is this realm. Okay? It is a time of revelations, people, and we are being sorely put to the test here, I know, and it's very hard. So I hope that my channel continues to be of solace to other soul travelers, so that you know that you're not alone. You're not alone. There are others like you. We are here. We're also going through this stuff. We can support each other, we can inspire each other, but believing that evil always wins will never ever inspire anybody, and so I will not allow anything like that on my channel, ever. So I think that's about it for today. Again, if you find you're trying to leave a comment and it's just not having it, don't worry about it. Just give me a thumbs up. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. I always love getting your comments. You know, I get a lot of really good comments that are very, you know, inspiring to me as well. You know, they help me a lot, because I can see that there are other people like me who are genuine, who are doing the work, who are choosing light, who are choosing sovereignty, who are choosing love, you know, and who stake their claim, and that inspires me and it uplifts me. So I thank you for all the wonderful comments that I get. I thank you for watching my videos. I thank you for giving me a thumbs up. You know, and if you're just watching my videos but never leave a comment because for whatever reason you just feel that you're not able to or don't want to, that's okay too, that's fine. But just give me a thumbs up, you know? If you get benefit, then yeah, that would be appreciated. Yeah, all my love to all of you. Thank you for being there. Bless you.